Hello everyone and welcome to Mountain Lake Journal. I'm Tom Halleck. This week, a mother who lost her son to an accidental drug overdose is helping students in the Adirondacks learn about substance use disorder. Bethany Teitelbaum hopes to honor her son Andrew's life and his legacy of helping others through her efforts to teach students about the dangers of addiction.
I lost Andrew a year ago, March. He was 31 when I lost him. Andrew was strong and beautiful, really inside and out, kind-hearted, very giving. And he was always willing to lend a hand. He got a lot of joy out of helping people. That's who he was. He was very smart, quick-witted, clever. He was very athletic. Played high school varsity lacrosse and football for 3 years. Very competitive. He was accepted to Bucknell University. He attended college there for a couple of years, and he loved history. So he was a history major, and he especially loved military history. The world was cheated from a beautiful, beautiful soul and spirit when he passed.
From your years of speaking both with other parents whose children have substance use disorder and also professionals in the field, can you speak to the toll that it takes on individuals and their families?
Huge toll, huge toll. People with substance use disorders, I think virtually every aspect of their lives are affected. From education in schools to their jobs and careers, strains with friends and family relationships, financial difficulties, money spent on either supporting their drug use or if they go to treatment, very expensive, exorbitant cost of treatment. They say in the field that addiction ends in one of 4 ways. Recovery, there's a lot of homelessness, prison time, or death. So yeah, the stakes are high, and it takes a tremendous toll on the individual and their families.
In Andrew's memory, you're focusing on helping nonprofit groups in schools across northern New York with initiatives that raise awareness about addiction education and prevention, as well as mental health issues.
After I lost Andrew, I needed to do something. I wanted to help other families here in the Adirondacks. I wanted to do something that would prevent other families from going through the unimaginable loss of losing a loved one. And I thought prevention was really where it would be at. And I wanted to target my efforts to high school kids, junior high and high school kids, because that's where you can educate them about the disease, and that's where you can start with the prevention efforts.
Tell us about the email that you sent out to school superintendents and principals in every single school district in the Adirondacks within the Adirondack Park. What did you ask them to do?
So I had known about a documentary film called The First Day by Chris Herren. And I had often thought that had my son seen this film back in high school, that it might have changed his trajectory in life. And so I thought, if I could get that film into every school here in the Adirondacks and with this audience, that it might help, even if I could help one kid, one family, from going down this road, that would be well worth my effort. So I sent an email to every school superintendent and principal in all the school districts here in the Adirondack Park, I told them that if they wanted it, I would financially support getting it to them through a grant. They just had to tell me that they wanted the film.
You believe that this could really have a powerful influence on students and that this could open their eyes to the dangers of addiction?
So the documentary is called The First Day, a focus on the beginning. And Chris Herren, who is a former NBA player, and he's also a person in long-term recovery. The documentary shows Chris speaking to assemblies of high school students throughout the United States. And he not only talks about his own personal journey of addiction and recovery, but he has a way of like holding up a mirror to have these kids self-reflect and how their behaviors can have such negative impacts both on themselves and others in terms of substance use.
How was the response? Did you hear back from a lot of schools?
Yeah, I did. There's approximately 24,000 students in grades 6 to 12 throughout the Adirondack Park in the 12 counties. And I heard back from various principals and superintendents that accounted for 9,000 of those 24,000 students, so about close to 40% that wanted it, that were interested in it. The funding for getting this into the schools was from Andrew's personal savings. I thought that he would be behind that, that knowing that he was a part of this, helping these other kids, students in high school, that he'd be proud of me for doing this.
Along with working with the school districts, you have also set up a fund in your son's name and memory. What will the fund support? What will it do? What do you hope it will do?
So it was important for me to establish a fund, a permanent fund in Andrew's name. So the fund is called the Addiction, Education and Prevention Fund in Remembrance of Andrew. I established the fund at Adirondack Foundation. The purpose of the fund is to annually grant out monies to schools or these nonprofits for their addiction, education, and prevention efforts, as well as their mental health wellness initiatives. And the reason why it's important to talk about the mental health is because often substance use disorder and mental health issues co-occur. There's lots of different fund holders with lots of different missions and objectives, but there was not one that spoke to or that would support addiction or mental health issues. So this is really the first fund of its kind at the foundation. And having met with and talked with these area nonprofits that are also in the prevention field, I was like, this is a perfect fit. So they can come to the Adirondack Foundation for grant monies from Andrew's fund. Andrew's fund is a permanent fund. It's an endowment fund. Mm-hmm. So I'm ensuring that Andrew's name, his legacy will never be forgotten, and he'll live on.